know absolutely no one at all because I've been living overseas for 8 years. So when I came back, I know no one at all. But within, say, 6 months of me blogging, suddenly I have friends all over Malaysia, faraway places, even in Singapore. So I think that's a testament to how, through blogs, we increase our social network.
And Victor, you and I met at Web Wednesday in Hong Kong a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, there's a big Web 2.0 community getting together, but do you find a blogger community developing as well? You get together in the same way?
Well, coming from Hong Kong, as in anywhere else within Southeast Asia, you will notice that there are a lot of bloggers, an increased number of bloggers. There's always new blogs coming out every day, but a lot of those are in their native language, whereas the group we have in Hong Kong, the Web 2.0 group, is mostly English, and I think that is very important for us not to bridge just within Hong Kong, but outside of Hong Kong, and be it Singapore, Taiwan, China, or even our readers reaches in the US and Europe.
So along cultural and language ties as well, but certainly also transcending that.
Exactly.
And obviously, Daryl, you're from the university here, and you're doing this social media course, and obviously there's a whole community surrounding that. But do you see that expanding beyond that with the kind of blogs you're doing?
Well, I think in Singapore the blogging community is quite strong. There are a lot of places where bloggers can meet and bring everything together, and that does transcend into like real life meetings as well. Definitely, I think in Singapore we've got the infrastructure, a lot of computers, very high internet penetration rate, so that we don't have the problems like that India has, for example. So that definitely helps us all to get connected.
Yeah. Now, what makes your blogs famous? Why do you have such a following that nobody else do, or few else do? Obviously, one of the things might be self-promotion. And I okayed this with Kenny before I put it on. This is Kenny Sear's own Wikipedia entry about who he is. You can learn a lot about him through that. How important is it to promote yourself in order to get your blog known in the community?
I guess when I first started out, I didn't really actually promote myself. That Wikipedia page wasn't created by me. It's created by someone else. I must make that clear first. I didn't go out there deliberately to promote myself. I think what actually happened was when I first started out, I wrote some entries that was of interest to other people, mostly the parodies I've been making, and some of the funny articles that I've been writing around. So those articles, those blog entries actually get forwarded around from MSN to inboxes everywhere. So everyone started coming to kennysear.com and see what this guy is all about. And before long, I've been getting invitations to events or starring commercials or things like that. So I think I just accept this way. I didn't go out and say, hey, this is me, look at me. So I didn't go all out to look at it that way. But when I first started out, yeah, the only way I promote myself, I did self-promotion, was going from blogs to blogs and comment on their website and say, hey, if you're free, come have a look at what I've written over here.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, actually, the way I learned about you in the first place was actually through a newspaper article, because you just signed a book deal and you were sort of a good sign of what's happening in India in terms of the generation gap there. Do you feel that has helped your readership, being exposed in the traditional media?
Well, the article was about 2 years out of date, because I got the book deal back in 2005 and they talked to me in 2007. So that journalist really needed to do her research. But it has given me a lot of. I became kind of infamous as well, besides everything else, and which is not entirely a good thing.
Why is it not entirely a good thing? What's the bad side of it?
Because in the past, my readership has been mainly women, and now I'm getting a lot of mail from Indian men around the world telling me how I am the epitome of bad Indian womanhood and how they would date me, but I am not good wife material, basically.
Right. Well, good on you, at least. Victor, what about you? Do you find self-promotion, media attention has helped you?
Well, of twofold. First, I think it's very important to go out and reach out, to be able to reach out to your readers. First thing I did when I started off my blog is I put up a Meebo widget, which is instant message widget 2 on my site. So whenever my readers get on, he knows whether I'm online or offline. And if I'm online, if they have questions, they can just send it in right there, and then I can answer them right away. So there's like the interaction between readers and the bloggers itself is very important. You never know where your reader's coming from, so it's like this virtual community out there. You're just going to go reach out. And this is becoming a very big trend, even with corporate blogs. You know, they want to use all kinds of different tools to be able to reach out to the customers, the suppliers, or just to anybody out there. The second most important thing is to, stay with the local community of bloggers, because you're just out there by yourself in that. Together with the community, you can get everybody more involved and comment on each other and arrange a lot of functions and events, and in a way you can promote not just your blog, but the whole community blog from where you are.
Now, you mentioned the magic word here, magic word, that's corporate blog. We have a lot of companies in this room, but also elsewhere, both in the world and in Asia, sort of exploring the concept of corporate blogs, and many of the companies here actually have in one way or another. Are they wasting their time, from your point of view? Can a corporate blog be cool, for example? Daryl, what do you think?
I think corporate blogs can be cool, but one thing that happens is that corporate blogs tend to use a lot of, corp speak, worry about control, worry about message, and that's not what is relevant to people who are on blogs right now, because they want to hear the human side of the corporation. So if you're putting up a corporate blog to put up your corporate site and let us know what we already know about you, we're a dynamic corporation, we have great products, not so much as really putting a human face to who you are and making yourself relevant to us.
And yeah, Kenny.
I guess I need to add today. I think there's two. Just to give you two examples of corporate blog. One is a cool blog. The other is a not so cool blog. I think an example of a cool corporate blog is official Google web blog. I think the address apps get my head at the moment. But basically, because the people in general, they identify with what Google is doing, the direction of Google. So people think, hey, Google is cool. They participate in the discussion and everything like that. The not so cool blog is a blog by someone from Microsoft, for example, where people think that, hey, I'm trying to do some, they're trying to sell us something or whatever. So a corporate blog is cool when the company itself is cool. And I better stop.
Right, well that's quite an insight actually. So I guess there's not much you can do if you're an uncool company. You certainly can't turn around by just putting a blog on your website. Now, talking about corporations, we did a survey a few months ago where we asked corporations around Asia who were active on the internet in terms of advertising and marketing and PR, whether they ever in some way or another paid off a blogger, be it by freebies, by samples or whatever, or even money, paid off bloggers to write something good about their company or product or their brand in general. Has either of you ever been approached by companies wanting to do that, be it in the tech, in or outside the tech industry? Victor?
Yeah, quite a bit actually. They come in all forms. Samples is the most common thing. Of course, then you get short trips, testing trips to Japan.
Or a short trip to Singapore to be on a panel.
Right. Sounds great, right? But we bloggers have to be very careful when we, receive these like endorsements, because I think it's like the reader themselves can sense it. Once you cross that line, they know that you're crossing that. So we just have to be very careful. But for me, I usually just return all my samples after I do my reviews and stuff. I don't even put ads on my blog. Try to stay clean. And your readers, if they respect it, they like it, they'll stay with you. That's the most important thing, I think.
What if you look at other kinds of blogs? Meenakshi, again, you're not covering tech, but you're covering sort of lifestyle. Have you had any approaches like that from corporations yet? No. Would you be open to it?
Well, I'm open to earning money.
Right, there you go. Is that a view that's shared across the panel? Daryl, would you be okay with that?
I haven't had anybody approach me yet.
Hint?
Hint. I think I would be okay with receiving stuff, but I would tell whoever the corporation is that it's not going to affect what I say, because if I honestly think your product is flawed, I'm going to say it's flawed. And back to the whole thing about people like me, there are people